Alright, so what do I keep trying to point out? Different points of view. Now, all I'm saying, okay, is there's different ways to see something, right? Alright, now, I'm not saying we're going to lose a whole hour over the whole time. It's still a 24-hour time zone, right? But every time we go back and forward, there's a reason for it having to do with the sun, right? Itself and how it works around the whole country. Now, I'm not trying to influence you. I know you don't even know me, right? I'm just talking about it like any other private citizen who's trying to do something on YouTube might would do, but also trying to get into the public spotlight a little bit. Right? Exactly. Now, the thing is, though, I don't know all the statistics they got on this information about, changing the hour to daylight savings time permanently, right? I don't even understand all that. I'm just commenting on it, like any citizen who's hearing about it in the present day age, right? It don't mean I'm going to try and run into a bunch of school children on the bus to prove my point. I wouldn't do that. And the bus driver can't do that either and blame me for two cars being in front of me and she would have to swerve to hit me, I know, into my lane. Now, I can show you just as I'm crossing Publix myself with my cell phone here what I mean. Okay, but when you're dealing with stubborn people, you're just as mental as you're trying to make me, all right? And I'm trying to rehabilitate because mine is work stress related mental illness. Mine ain't, okay, I started hurting animals and all this, that, and the other. Well, I asked my mom if I killed a puppy, and she said no. She said I did duck a kitten in the toilet once, but I didn't kill it, right? You can't trust someone who's having a mental breakdown anyway to remember everything perfectly either. And then just hang me out to dry. I know. I know that too. And I ain't saying I didn't start hearing voices at a certain time at a certain area like, for a certain reason, right? But I know what those reasons was and are. And in my mind, that's when it happened and how it happened. And I didn't hear nothing like that till then, right? And that's all I know about it too, right? Well, from the dream alone, you might can figure out you're one of the two witnesses either way, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Uh, but I'm asking other males, well, have you had the dream too? Right, I know. See, I don't know if I'm the only one with the dream or did other males have the dream. That's another way to ask about that. But the way I looked at the dream is this. When I saw the light on the throne, I knew what it represented. God itself. Because it's not a man. I saw God in its pure spiritual form as the light that lights your heart. It's like your little battery. But if you are in tune with it, it can help you. If you're not, you're being like the devil with it and you'll die. It's not immediately either, fool. It's slowly over so much time, according to Moses, at least 120 years. Right. Yeah, Adam lived 1,000 years, yet the Assyrians talks of kings who lived almost 10,000 years, Peter. And again, their influence, even, right, could be what's referred to there. But Jesus, like I said, some people standing here shall not taste of death till all is fulfilled, right? I don't think he's talking about reincarnation either, but a full resurrection, right? Now, I also ain't saying Jesus can't remake you, right? Is the same person you were before, and place you in the womb of a woman, right? With or without sex, right? Before or after the sex, too. Just in case, right? But I am saying it's studying into all this and being open minded. It's why I can see the tree could be literally a fruit tree or the personage of Satan and Jesus in Eden. Till he became Jesus, our Messiah, right? And again, is waiting to come back again, right? If God has to replenish the earth again, right? Right. Mm-hmm. Mm. Sorry, Spider-Man's on again, Homecoming, right? And he's fighting the guys in the certain situation, right? Mm-hmm. In the movie. But what I'm doing is talking about coincidence of life. What you're talking about is, I'm guessing, all your movies now. No. Coincidentally, I've seen all your movies. And you're just reformulating them, which means you're recalculating them, right? To a certain degree. Now, in most movies, either the good guy wins or the bad guy wins anyway. And though we want to see the good guy win over the bad guy, but if we're both dying, well, whatever. Or the free guy or whatever, right? But that's whatever you want to call it. I want to break free. Is a suggestion there, huh? I don't know. Mhm. And like I keep telling you, if a little girl shows up to my house, I know she had help getting here. And I'm going to try my best to talk her out of it. But if you done talked her into it, ain't nothing I can do. Right? But say I think something weird happened because I never seen that little girl before. And normally, no one really even waves at me. Especially a child. So I saw that yesterday. No, you saw that yesterday. But sometimes it takes the faith of a child, whatever's going on there, right? I don't know. I don't know. But the paranoia is, how does she know me first? My stuff is geared towards adults, not children. Someone would have to show her the video, and then what? Have her wave at me at least, right? And that's all I know about it, right? Twice. And just went on home, right? Now, I'm also trying to tell her she's not in a position to do anything an adult can do until she's a certain age, right? If she comes by or not, too, right? But I'm mainly trying to talk to her, not have sex with her. And how was she at her age to know what sex even is? Even in um, class, especially sex education class, right? You're only showing the cutout of the penis and all that. That's again because of crazy religious people who don't think their children can handle seeing a live penis, right? Okay. But the problem is, if your child don't know what a penis and a vagina are, right? That means if someone is molesting them and making it feel good to them, right? And they like what the person is doing, and they keep asking them, does this feel good or bad, right? And they make it feel good, right? And they start liking it, right? That's called grooming someone, yeah, I know. And the person who does it ain't going to be someone you would expect automatically either. No. That's the problem, too. See, someone can put on a good show in public and still be out to get you in private, right? That's why you don't know, right? Now, the reason I don't judge them is I want them to realize, okay, this ain't normal interaction between an adult and a child, right? The normal interaction is helping her pee, go to the bathroom, right? Shower with her, bathe her, right? Get her something to eat or drink, things like that. Dress her. Teach her to tie her shoes, right? Or his shoes, right? Those are normal interactions, right? I know that because that's how I was raised, right? But what happened was I ran into this crazy cult church, right? And the men on my ship knew I was going out to it and started asking me if I was gay or something. And I said no, right? Well, like I told you, they're trying to jerk off with each other, right? The unit men, right? And I never heard of that. So I wasn't comfortable doing that. Now, I'm not to judge it under condemnation. Meaning, I'm not going to do it with you, but okay, if you want to do it, not my business. I don't want to see that, though. I don't even want to see it. I just what? Don't do it. I know you can. I know it's not really a sin or not. I just don't swing that way. And I don't care if you do. It don't even bother me if you do. But you're not going to make me do it. If I say no to it, or anything like that either. We're going to fight then, and then you're coming at me because I'm just saying I just don't feel like doing something you want to do yourself, and that's still your right to do it, or your right to not do it too. Now, if the girl did somehow show up to my house, though, how would she even know me, right? And if she's that young, she's not supposed to know about my videos on YouTube because mine are directed towards adults. Every time I have the choice between is this for kids or is it not, I say no. It's not for kids. It's not for kids, right? And whatever delusion my wife had, I don't know. I don't know herself about me. But I'm trying to be the typical Ozzy and Harriet husband. All right. Even bewitched. The wife was cooking me the meals when I got home. We, pitted around, watched TV till about 11 o'clock and went to bed. Even if she went to bed earlier. But our routine was the basic TV, wife, husband, and wife routine, right? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And, even with Teresa sleeping on the couch, right? Herself. Like I said, we weren't dating or anything. I don't think we were having sex, like I said, but she would have to sneak into the room in the middle of the night. That's what I mean. So you mean. Same with when I started going out to the Primitive Baptist Church. Mm-hmm. And started, singing in the choir and all that, right? And even did a Christmas show with it. And that's it. That's it. Now, once Audette brushed me with her vagina when we were trying to get up on stage. And, like she's trying to see something. Something about you. She can feel me. She felt me. But then her and her husband had an unknown problem, and he's trying to make her stay in the relationship. And then she don't want to. Then she don't want to. I don't know nothing more about it, but that's kind of the vibe I was getting from her and him. And I think he wasn't giving her any either. I know. Not sure, but like I said, I don't know. But she would have to do the same thing and come past Teresa, go into the bedroom, have sex with me, and then go out. I don't know that happened, right? Because I wasn't trying to do that with her, right? I wouldn't have a problem with it now, and I would try to figure out what was going on with her, right? But if she told me the problem was he wasn't having sex with her, and I've done read about what I read about, you're not listening to Jesus. You're listening to Satan about that. That Satan has a name, Constantine, right? Emperor Constantine of Rome, right? He was not for the real idea of Jesus in the whole Bible, right? In fact, he changed the core belief of the Christianity into the worshiping of the male form only. The reason they do this is God is one, right? But they also want to interpret it as one form. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Reason is, he says you can't worship male or female images in the Torah as his image either. But there's a third image called the hermaphrodite, which would be the image of the spirit made a human being from the dust of the earth, right? And what that means is you're neither Jew nor Gentile, bond nor free, male nor female, so that both are equally 50-50 represented in the body of a human made by God, right? Then you're made two. And what that means is the male form, as the female is being removed from him, right, becomes fully male. The female form is formed in her body independently of the male's, right? And she too becomes a living soul as God breathes into her nostrils as well after Adam's. Now, then the male is first and the female is last. There's only two, right? Now, when you put them back together, the female is first and the male is last. Because she's in front of him by her bosoms and behind him by her reproductive organs. And this is talking about morphine, which is mentioned by the disciples when Jesus metamorphed or transfigured himself, right? And the only other person to call up a dead person was a woman anyway. That's the problem there too. And it's the seed of a woman. Maybe a hermaphrodite even. Uh-oh. You didn't think about it that way, huh? Because Constantine sealed the truth in 325 AD with the blessing of the Orthodox and the warning of the Gnostics not to, right? But that was done through might and power, not by spirit. Mm-hmm. See, there's a scripture that says, not by might nor power, but by thy spirit, Yahweh, who he, Echad. Or he, right? Who the he, right? Either way. He who, Echad, right? Now, if you are three forms from one, you're singular but plural, right? But if you try to worship one of the three forms, you're leaving out the other two, right? And you're no more plural but singular, right? That's not what it means to be one in Moses' belief, right? In the Spirit made flesh and dwelt among us. Mm-hmm. And Jesus is the firstborn of every creature, and that can be interpreted two ways. Not only was he the first thing made, no, he's also everything, the firstborn of it, as it was being made all the way up to Adam and Eve, right? And their image is based off of his image, which is the image of God, right? Now, what sometimes Muslims were trying to say as Christians is Jesus alone, right, is the firstborn of every creature, and therefore a God representation in the flesh. Because he's also three beings too, not two. Not one, but three. We can't do that. All God can do with us is make us from androgynous to male and female. But Jesus is the God of all flesh, right? Now, even without Jesus, the male and the female can still have a child, right? Dude. Though at the same time, right, he can also do it to reproduce himself and just be two, or he can also be each one individually, androgynous, male or female. Now, when he appeared to the two in the country, they did not even recognize him. And there's two possible reasons. One is because he was beaten so bad, and the other is he was in a different form, right? That's the point, too. Right? He looked slightly different after the cross somehow, and they didn't recognize him until a certain part of the meal. And then once they saw him, he immediately disappeared or vanished, right? That's what it says. That's what it says. And they didn't see him again until they were with the 10 in the upper room, and then Thomas asked to see him again, right? And all that too. Now, if you're not used to a resurrection, like in Beetlejuice, you don't want to see the dead, plus they're disembodied spirits anyway, right? All you would see is like in Harry Potter, a little figment walking around that's in a spiritual form, not a physical one, right? Exactly. But again, it's not flesh and blood, either. It's spirit. And it's also the spirit of fallen man, not that God didn't make us from Jesus' image and do the same thing with Jesus, right? And Jesus become alive and open up his eyes too, right? Since he was made on day 4. And made us on day 6, right? After he made the other animals too, by the way. Now, you might get a little confused with Moses' retelling in chapter 2, but it still applies from chapter 1, what he's talking about. He's just paraphrasing, right, his story there. When you paraphrase, it can also be a parable, right? Meaning it has more than one meaning, right? Oh. Yeah. Now there's 2 trees, the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The tree of life represents the angel of Yahuwah, or the angel of Yahweh, whom they call the Lord now, or Adon. Now the problem with Adon is Adon is no different than Baal in any other language. It means a male lord, right? A man, right? Well, God is more than a man. He, Yisrael. That's the point there, right? This is the seals. You're sealing, right? And you're not supposed to seal them according to Isaiah 29 either. You're letting Satan cause you to be blind and deaf and dumb to not speak it. That's what I mean when I call the person attacking me a dumbass. You're not speaking the truth of God, you're speaking the lie of Satan. And all I can do is tell you that's what you're doing. A witness can only witness as long as God wants him here too. And if whatever my time to leave is, it's my time to leave too, like anyone else, right? But I got at least 120 years too. To 1,000. To 1,000. To 8,000. I don't know. 10,000. I don't know. But I'm trying to help, not hurt. I know. Right. Okay.